I used to consume a bag of sweets every single day, and 4 years later, I now only eat 4 ingredients. And I'm going to show you how I broke my addiction using these 3 strategies. So first of all, stare at the problem. Number 2, positive reinforcement. And 3, to satiate yourself. So let's start with number 1, staring at the problem. You see, lots of people avoid the problem. You probably heard the thing, throw away the junk food. It's normally by like some like fat teacher or something saying, throw away the junk food, guys, it always works. Or like your parents who try to get on this fitness regime all the time. And of course it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work though? Why throwing away the junk food? Because it's a good idea. If it's not in your house, you're not going to come into contact with it. And then you won't eat it. So sure, in the short term, you won't eat the junk food. Cool. But that's not exactly how this thing called willpower works. You see, say if we did throw away the junk food and we listen to all these people who go on these fitness regimes and it never actually works for them. Say we did follow their advice, then whenever we come into contact with this sugar again, that's all we're going to be thinking about, right? So say you go over to your grand's house and she offers you a big cake. You have been thinking about sugar and sweets and chocolate and cake all day. Because it's not been in your house and you've been thinking, oh, I so wish I had some chocolate right now. My mum literally says this to me when we have no sugar in the house, because I obviously don't eat any. So she buys some for herself, or sometimes she goes to the shop and doesn't buy any. And I'm like, well done, you know. But then she's constantly saying, oh, I wish I had this tonight. You know, it's like dinner and she's like, oh, like just after dinner, like, oh, I just wish I had some like chocolate to snack on or something like that. So she's constantly thinking because it's not in her environment and she wants it to be there, right? So when she goes over to like my grand's house or her mum's house, when my grand pulls out a chocolate cake or some like biscuits or something, how much willpower do you reckon my mum will have? Because I guarantee you it's not that much. And say you go out to the shops yourself, maybe you're like walking to school or something, you go to the shops with like your mates or something, and you see all these lovely sweets, like, in fact, I don't even know what runts are. I've never heard of them, that must be an American thing. But loads of Skittles and loads of Starburst and, you know, Dairy Milk or Hershey's if you're in America. You see all this chocolate and sweets, and that's all you've been thinking about. All day, you've just been trying to think, no, I probably shouldn't eat the sweets. Oh, but I really wish I had some, So when you see it, you're like, you're like some little critter, I need it right now. And you're just going to buy it straight away. And the same if your mates offer you some chocolate or sweets or something. Like in between like when I go to college, in between like when we have a break, they always, like all my mates always go to the vending machine and get like some chocolate or sweets. And they always say, oh, well, they offer some out, right? Like there's this one lad who just gives sweets to everyone. And I always get offered them. And what I used to do is say, oh yeah, go on then. And it's that kind of idea, right? You've probably done this before where you go, ah yeah, go on. It's just one. Yeah, just this one off. No. One off becomes 2 off. 2 off becomes 3 off, if that makes sense. It happens more often than you think. And that stacks up, and then eventually you're just eating a whole like jumbo premium golden Starburst flavor McDonald's or something, right? It spirals out of control. So you have to train your willpower. That is what I want you to figure out. I don't want you to throw away the junk food. I want you to stare at it. This is what I have done for the past few years, and it has worked insanely well. This is what I want you to do. I want you to get your favorite packet of sweets or chocolate or whatever. Maybe it's a fizzy drink, whatever. Anything that you think is like your all-time favorite food, like favorite piece of junk food, and I want you to slap it damn right in front of you. I loved these sweet squashies, like drumstick squashies. They were my favorite. I could down 10 bags in one if I wanted to. I once downed 2 bags in like one night, right? While playing like Call of Duty or something. And so they were my favorite thing. So if I was offered them outside of, you know, the house or something, of course I'd eat them. I'd take them all, you know, like the little gremlin. So I decided to put it straight in front of me. This is my desk here. This is my not my laptop, my computer screen, my monitor. Literally what I'm looking at right now. I put it right there, like literally right here. And I stared at it for over a year straight. Over a year, I did not move it. And in fact, that's what I've done. Look at that right there on screen. I got a craving because the other day my mum was eating a chocolate egg. And I put this right in front of me, literally about 2 days ago. I don't have a craving for it anymore. I forgot it was there. You see, when it's in front of you, you are constantly reminded. You've got to put it in a place that you use very often. So for example, right here, I'm always working on, you know, my computer or whatever. So I'm always looking about here, right? And if it's just down below there, then of course I'm going to see it all the time. Same with the mini eggs. Like when I grab my bottle of water, my mini eggs is right next to it, like this, you know, this chocolate egg. So I'm constantly reminded that I need to be on this grind and say no. And that's the kicker. When it's in front of you, you say no all the time. Every single time you look at this bag of squashies, I just said no, 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 don't eat it. When I look at these mini eggs, I think no, 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 don't eat it. I want to eat it, sure. Am I going to eat it? No. And you build this up over hours and hours, like millions of times in a day, like over a span of a year, it will just become part of your like room. The same way that wall is part of my room, that chair, me, because I'm in this room so much. This will become part of your room, so you won't even think about it. And now here's the best part. Say you go back out and you go to the shops and you see that famous bag of squashies right there, just even if someone was to offer it to you, like one of your mates would say, hey, do you want a squashie? You said no to it so many times that you're just going to go, no thanks. Think about how powerful that is. Because you have built up your willpower over time, saying no, 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 eventually you'll get to a point where it's just an automatic default response of no. So do that right now. Not like later, not like after you've watched this video or anything. Do this right now. If you've got some like chocolate in the fridge or something, even if you haven't got your favorite yet, just whack it in front of you and leave it there for a year and you won't have the craving anymore. Now, just quickly before we go on to the second point, if you want more advanced education just like this, then inside my program, The Growth Effect, which is the first link in the description, I have full courses going on onto all of these advanced strategies. So you will not need a single YouTube video again. Every single possible piece of information and content is inside this program. And of course you get one-on-one access to me. So if you're struggling with things like addiction to these foods, because it is addiction, then I'll be here to help you out. Whenever you get a craving, message me and I will give you some like motivation, some instant motivation to make sure that you don't have any setbacks. You have got full accountability. You can make friends with the members inside of here. That means they can motivate you too. So there is no chance once you join this program that you will lose, essentially. There's no way you will not reach your goals and fall back and say, oh, you know, I just ate like a whole chocolate egg today. That won't happen. That just won't happen. The knowledge inside of these courses has taken me years to compile. Everything I could possibly think of inside this theoretical advice, like mindset advice, and also practical advice, like in Nutrition Mastery, I tell you how to cook meals. That, and also the accountability with me in there, giving you that premium education. So that is the first link in the description if you want to truly take action. Now, positive reinforcement is unbelievably important in this because about a few months ago, I went on keto and I didn't do it correctly because I wasn't eating enough meat. Keto is basically where you don't consume carbs. But I was like eating like a little bit of carbs and I was still eating like some seed oils and stuff. I just didn't do it correctly, right? So it just didn't work for me. So I always had these cravings. And do you know what I did? What content do you think I consumed online, like on YouTube? If I was constantly thinking of food, like, oh, I'm so hungry, I want to eat some food, I want to eat some sugar or something, what food do you think what content do you think I was consuming? There was this one guy called Eric the Electric, and he would do these massive high-calorie challenges, right? And he'd do these videos like 50,000 Christmas special calorie challenge, and he'd like eat all the like sugar cookie, toast crunch and Kit Kats, and you know, he drowned things in like sugar syrup and everything. How the hell was I supposed to focus and get better and remove these cravings from my brain if I was consuming this? Like, am I like retarded or something? Like, you need to look at the way you are acting and then look at if you are making progress or not. So if you're consuming content like this, like I was, or you're consuming like a little, you know, you're having like a little bit of chocolate every now and then, a little bit of sweets every now and then, there is no way you're going to get to the point where you have no cravings at all. Because just logistically, it doesn't make any sense. You've got to go cold turkey, full. This is your lifestyle from now on. The fact that you clicked on this video, the fact that you want to improve this much, where you've watched an unedited video for what, 13 minutes? You want to get to the point where you've got that athletic, aesthetic physique. And the only way you're going to achieve that is by cutting out all of the excess junk. And you just know that. Like, you don't need me to tell you that, you know. And so you can't be consuming this stuff. Physically consuming the food and metaphorically consuming this content. This is your entire life from now on, and I expect you to follow this path for the rest of your life. As I said, if you want to achieve this physique, there is no chance. Get off this video right now, get off this channel if you are not willing to devote 100% of your life to this. I only eat meat, eggs, fruit, and raw dairy, and that is it. It's a lifestyle. When I go to a restaurant, I only order a steak. And when I get a steak, I ask them to cook it in butter instead of oil. I am that guy. I am the strange, annoying customer. And I've got to be if I don't want to die. I don't want to die from these foods. And so I've got to go full throttle, full force into this. And I hope you do too. Otherwise, you can turn this off and I'll never see you again, and that's fine. Because this is a way of life. But it is. That was a big ass tangent that went off there. I can't even remember my exact point, but don't consume content like this. Consume content that reinforces your beliefs. So for example, Hamza Ahmed, I'll just give you a quick example. I obviously want to make money online. I want to be an entrepreneur. Please buy my school community. It is the best investment into fitness you will ever make. I spent years trying to make a product that was actually good. So it's the best product I have ever made, and it is the cheapest it will ever be currently right now. So I want to make money online. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to make money, but when you get results within this program, I get a testimonial from you, and I make more money. So if you get results, I make more money. So of course I'm going to get you the best results possible, right? So it's like a win-win situation. But I want to reinforce my brain with stay focused. Like, I have things stuck up on my wall, like my goals and everything. And one thing says, focus is everything. Speak with conviction. That's why I'm speaking to you right now. And so I have these constant reminders on my wall of what I want to achieve. And so if I'm consuming random content like this, then I am not going to achieve that. I need to go full force into this business, into this entrepreneurial path. And so I have to consume content like Hamza's, where he talks about business. That's the only YouTube I consume. If I could show you right now, the past few videos have just all been Hamza, like for days on end, since I just like realized, oh, I should just start, only consuming business content. If I want to upgrade my business, I need to only consume business. I need to only think about business. I played tennis in college the other day, and I got annoyed because I started focusing on that, and my ADHD little brain was like, oh, hang on, no, this guy beat me in tennis. I need to, maybe I should start like tennis on like the Saturdays or something of the weekend, and maybe I should try, like learning on a school community, like how to practice your forehand or your backhand or something. I was going through all these different brain waves and everything, trying to come up with different ideas, but I should have just been focused on business. That is my main goal, 2K a month, profit online by the end of 2025 this year. That is my goal, and if I want to reach that, then I cannot consume anything else but business content. Listen to the way I speak. This is how much passion you should have for this. And so the only two people I recommend is Dr. Anthony Chaffee, who is strict carnivore. I don't fully expect you to go to carnivore yet, but also Paul Saladino, who eats the same diet as I do. So meat, eggs, fruit, and raw dairy. And they are the only two people who I have ever found who have actually impacted my life. If I haven't changed your life in any way, I am not doing my job, and you can leave, you can unsubscribe, whatever, I don't care, that's fine, because I haven't done my job. Only consume what your goal is. So if you're trying to destroy these cravings, reinforce it by listening to the good people talk about the good foods. So they're talking about how good meat is for you, how good, Paul Saladino talks about how good fruit is, and all these. Just only consume, positively reinforce what you are currently doing. So you are trying to get into the gym, so you watch my content because I'm talking about the gym, right? If you want to build muscle in high school, I am the only guy on the internet who will constantly reinforce that, saying that it is good for you and you should do that. But if you watch like some BBC News or like some random, like you go to school and there's like loads of kids there and they're saying, oh, like bodybuilding's gay, or it's bad for your posture, or oh, what's that other one? It'll stunt your growth. And, you shouldn't be bulking and everything. If you get all of these external ideas, you change your mindset, and I don't want you to do that, because this is the right path. You should be doing this. So only consume content online. Literally unsubscribe from everyone who isn't aligning you to your goal, because that's what I've done, and suddenly I've become 100 times more productive, and I've made like tons of videos today. Consume your goals. And finally, number 3, this is sort of like a practical step that you can take. It is to satiate yourself. So when you're eating all like these bad foods that we know are inherently bad for us, like chicken nuggets and everything, and like these protein bagels or whatever, and I was eating like a ton of cereal, like this is like a year ago or something, I was eating like a ton of cereal, and even though it looks kind of healthy, it's just full of wheat and barley and all this stuff that makes me feel bloated and fat and horrible and gives me brain fog so I can't work properly. Pasta, grains, everything. These won't fill us up. They make us feel bloated, but they don't fill us up. They don't satiate us. Satiating means we don't want to eat anymore. And so, why don't we substitute these foods that don't make us feel satiated for foods that do? Because I can guarantee you, when you eat 6 eggs and half a kilo of beef mince, you will not want to eat. Even if it is that, you won't want to eat it. And you won't be bloated as well. Bloating doesn't exist. Only carbs, starchy carbs, cause bloating. So, when you're consuming these really like processed foods and grains, you are not supposed to eat grains. We were never supposed to eat grains. They will make you want to eat more. Like, it just sounds obvious, but logistically think about it. Foods that don't fill us up make us want to eat more, and then you naturally just have more craving for this, right? And so, if you consume only the good foods, these real foods, heavy, dense foods like meat, then you won't want to eat anymore. And when you don't want to eat, you won't fall victim to the processed garbage. So in this video, I have covered the 3 strategies to break your addiction. We've covered staring at the problem, positive reinforcement, and satiating yourself. That is my promise fulfilled. And once again, if you want even more advanced education, then you can unlock all the access to these courses within the first link in the description. I will give you my personal one-on-one help. And of course, you get access to the community of like-minded guys in here, unlike the people in school who call, the gym gay or whatever. These are people who will actually positively reinforce you for hitting a bench PR, for example, or switching out your diet. So instead of eating like granola in the morning, you're eating meat and eggs. If you want to truly start taking action, truly transform your physique by transforming your health, this is the program that you must join. Click the first link in the description. I will see you over there. Good night.